Terence Crawford is leaving no stone unturned in his preparations to face Canelo Alvarez. Rather than solely rely on his own training methods, Crawford has enlisted the expertise of the first man to defeat Canelo Alvarez in the boxing ring, Floyd Mayweather. Recognizing the challenges posed by the weight difference, Crawford has started his training camp earlier than usual. His goal is to build up the necessary weight and acclimate to the new division ahead of their September bout. Although he plans to take a short break in the middle of the year, Crawford is ensuring that every moment of preparation counts. Recently, Crawford welcomed Mayweather to his camp, where they worked intensively on refining his skills. A significant focus was placed on defense, including the shoulder roll technique, footwork, and body feints. These elements were pivotal in Mayweather's victory over a 23-year-old Canelo Alvarez. At the time, Mayweather, in his mid-30s, delivered a masterclass in defensive boxing, leaving Alvarez unable to land significant punches over 12 rounds. Mayweather's wealth of experience and tactical brilliance has benefited numerous fighters, including Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, and Gervonta Davis. Now Crawford is tapping into that same knowledge as he prepares for the biggest challenge of his career.
He's the king.
So, you think you guys got a lot in common?
In some aspects, yeah, we do.
How are you guys different?
Both.
Some may question why a seasoned professional like Crawford, with over 40 fights under his belt, is seeking Mayweather's guidance so late in his career. The answer lies in the unique challenges posed by his upcoming fight. Crawford will be making his debut at 168 pounds, a weight class that demands adjustments in strategy, strength, and endurance. Mayweather's experience as a 5-division world champion makes him the perfect mentor for such a transition. Reflecting on his own bout with Canelo Alvarez, Mayweather shared insights during an interview. He recalled how the fight was set at a catchweight of 152 pounds, a decision prompted by Alvarez's own challenge. At one time, Canelo thought I was scared of him, Mayweather explained. He said Floyd doesn't want to fight me, so I called his bluff and said, if you want to do it, let's do it at 152. Mayweather recounted how Alvarez managed to rehydrate to around 168 pounds after the weigh-in, while he himself stayed at 152 pounds. Despite the weight difference, Mayweather's defensive prowess ensured his victory. Crawford may have taken inspiration from this fight, understanding the importance of adapting to a new weight class while maintaining peak performance.
It's the movement of the head, the way he rolls with punches. Look at the way he makes them miss. I mean, here we go. Do a series of punches and nothing really landed. Terrific fight for Mayweather.
While fans often draw comparisons between Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford, Crawford is quick to acknowledge Mayweather's greatness. He's the king, Crawford said, praising Mayweather's legacy. Crawford's decision to learn from Mayweather highlights his commitment to evolving as a fighter. With Mayweather's guidance and his own determination, Crawford is poised to make a statement in his debut at 168 pounds. As Crawford himself acknowledged, he and Floyd Mayweather Jr. share several similarities. Yet, boxing fans and analysts have often debated who the superior fighter might be. One recent analysis even suggested Crawford could edge out Mayweather in a hypothetical matchup. When it comes to pure boxing skill, it's nearly impossible to rival the legacy of Floyd Mayweather Jr. His crisp jab, impeccable timing, and unmatched counterpunching allowed him to dismantle an array of opponents across multiple generations.
Gave the sport of boxing their whole life and sacrificed a lot inside that square circle. They should feel that way. So if he feels that way, more power to him. I had one fight, and the fight wasn't actually.
Mayweather's career can be divided into two distinct phases. Pretty Boy Floyd was the aggressor, pressing the action and taking the fight to his opponents. Later, as Money Mayweather, he relied on defensive mastery, using intelligence and precision to outmaneuver his rivals. Whichever version of Mayweather you prefer, both contributed to the creation of an all-time great. Mayweather stole his football recipe, won the nationwide honor statue defense, and revealed that it's not about money anymore. In comparison, fans are still marveling at Crawford's recent performance against Errol Spence Jr.
We both box. I think, I take more chances,
Excuse me, Crawford.
right now. But earlier in his career, he was taking a lot of chances as well. So,
Crawford's power jab broke through Spence's defense repeatedly, and his perfectly timed counterpunches showcased his superior boxing ability. While Crawford has delivered impressive performances throughout his career, his domination of a fighter as skilled as Spence was unprecedented. His ability to dismantle Spence's game plan with such precision has left many wondering how Crawford would fare against Mayweather in his prime. If the two were to face off, how might their styles clash? Crawford's explosive layering of punches would test Mayweather's disciplined defensive tactics. Would Crawford assert his jab first, or would Mayweather's counterpunching and ring IQ prevail? This matchup presents so many intriguing possibilities that it's tempting to call it an even draw. Mayweather's ability to lull opponents into the middle of the ring, gather data, and execute a flawless strategy is legendary. His mantra of hit and not get hit guided him to an undefeated career as a 5-division world champion. Crawford, on the other hand, has proven his own high-level ring IQ, becoming undisputed champion at junior welterweight and now welterweight. While Mayweather's counterpunching and hand speed were unparalleled, Crawford's dynamic angles and explosive delivery arguably give him an edge in speed. Of Mayweather's 50 victories, 27 came by knockout. Crawford, still an active fighter, boasts 40 wins with 31 knockouts. His dominance over Spence stands as a testament to his power and skill. Dropping Spence 3 times en route to a 9th-round TKO, Crawford dismantled a fighter who had previously dominated elite opponents like Kell Brook, Sean Porter, and Yordenis Ugas to unify the welterweight division. Crawford made it look effortless, with his power playing a pivotal role. Mayweather's signature Philly shell defense, where he used his shoulder to absorb punches while countering with precision, remains a hallmark of defensive brilliance. Crawford's unique blend of adaptability, aggressive angles, and devastating power ensures his place among the sport's all-time greats. While fans can only imagine what a prime Mayweather versus Crawford bout would look like, it's clear that both fighters have left indelible marks on the sweet science. When discussing the greatest defensive fighter of all time, Floyd Mayweather's name often comes to mind. His unparalleled defensive skills elevated the art of boxing to near perfection. While Terence Crawford has impressive defensive techniques of his own, Mayweather's mastery stands in a league of its own. But how would a fight between a prime Mayweather and Crawford play out, and who would emerge victorious? In this hypothetical clash, the opening round would likely be a tense standoff with both fighters feeling each other out. Crawford might take the initiative early, being the more active fighter and landing shots, many of which Mayweather's impeccable shoulder roll defense would absorb. By the middle rounds, Mayweather's strategic brilliance would come into play, allowing him to land precise jabs and secure points. However, Crawford's relentless pressure and powerful punches could create moments of danger for Mayweather, potentially even staggering the defensive maestro. In a Razor M contest, Crawford's high volume and aggression might sway the judges, earning him a points victory over Mayweather's tactical brilliance. Shifting away from comparisons, moving up in weight is no easy feat for any fighter. Crawford is well aware of the challenges and is determined to avoid the mistakes made by others, such as Canelo Alvarez in his bout against Dimitri Bivol. Alvarez's ambitions led him to face the unbeaten World Boxing Association light heavyweight champion, only to be outclassed by Bivol's technical prowess and defensive strength. And
it was at a catch weight, but it wasn't my idea. So at one particular time, you guys can, anybody, you can go online and pull this up. It was an article. So with Canelo said, I believe Canelo at one particular time thought I was scared of him.
In their 12-round battle, Alvarez landed a career-low 84 punches, while Bivol used his defense and accurate combinations to secure a unanimous decision victory. Judges scored the fight 1-5, 1-1-3 in favor of Bivol, though many spectators found the bout far less competitive. CBS Sports scored it 1-9-1-0-9, a decisive nod to Bivol's dominance. Despite Alvarez's prior success as a four-division champion and his knockout victory over Sergey Kovalev in 2019, his attempt to conquer the 175-pound division highlighted the difficulty of moving up in weight against an elite opponent.
Depends on which Floyd Mayweather you talk about. Do you talk about money or do you talk about Pretty Boy? Because Pretty Boy was what is seek and destroy.
Bivol's jab was a key weapon, consistently disrupting Alvarez's rhythm. Even when Alvarez managed to land punches, most of the impact was absorbed by Bivol's high guard, limiting any significant damage. Alvarez, whose only other loss came against Floyd Mayweather in 2013, connected on just 17% of his punches and was outlanded by a margin of 152 to 84, according to CompuBox statistics. Reflecting on the fight, Alvarez acknowledged Bivol's skill, stating, "He's a great champion. Sometimes in boxing, you win or lose. I lost today, and he won. He's a really good fighter." Crawford, aiming to avoid a similar setback, has sought Mayweather's guidance to refine his approach as he moves up in weight. Mayweather's legacy as both a fighter and a mentor speaks volumes, and his insights could prove invaluable to Crawford as he navigates this challenging transition. The latest fighter to train alongside Floyd Mayweather has already stunned the boxing world with a massive win earlier this year. During a revealing interview on Patrick Bet-David's podcast, junior welterweight contender Ryan Garcia opened up about his well-documented connection with Money Mayweather. Garcia made it clear that his admiration for the Hall of Fame boxer surpasses that of most people, including those in his inner circle. When Bet-David pressed Garcia on which iconic figure in his life could offer him unfiltered criticism, Garcia didn't hesitate to name Mayweather. "Floyd has the right to tell me the hard truth," he said. This candid respect highlights the significant influence Mayweather continues to wield in the boxing world.
Hit and not get hit, and to make the adjustments that he's made to certain fighters,
Meanwhile, Dmitry Bivol, the reigning WBA light heavyweight champion, weighed in on a much-discussed hypothetical matchup between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, two of boxing's biggest names. When asked about Crawford moving up 3 weight classes to face Canelo, Bivol was cautious but intrigued. "The first thing I learned but Crawford is an exceptional fighter with remarkable skills. Maybe he can show us something special. He knows what to do and his team will find a way." When asked outright if Crawford could beat Canelo, Bivol replied thoughtfully, "I can imagine it." This acknowledgement underscores how highly Bivol regards Crawford's ring IQ and adaptability, even against a naturally bigger opponent. Hall of Famer and ESPN analyst Timothy Bradley Jr. has also thrown his support behind Crawford in a potential showdown with Canelo. In a recent video, Bradley dismissed concerns about weight differences. "Everyone keeps talking about size," Bradley said. "Crawford just moved to 154 and Canelo's been at 168 for a while now. But when's the last time Canelo knocked someone out? It's been years." Canelo's last stoppage came in November 2021 against Caleb Plant. Since then, he's gone the distance with opponents like Dmitry Bivol, a 40-year-old Gennady Golovkin, and even less heralded fighters such as John Ryder and Edgar Berlanga. Bradley pointed out that Canelo's power and output have diminished in recent years, making it unlikely that he could dominate Crawford. Bradley drew parallels to other David and Goliath matchups in boxing, such as Alexander Usyk taking on the much larger Tyson Fury. "Canelo isn't a natural 168-pounder, Bradley argued. "He's the same height as Crawford, and Crawford's reach advantage compared to Canelo's 70.5 is a game changer." Bradley believes Crawford's precision and counterpunching could neutralize Canelo's offensive tools. Crawford is a master at reducing his opponent's output. Canelo already throws fewer punches. So Crawford could keep him at bay with straight shots, wear him down. and outpoint him on the scorecards. In closing, Bradley issued a challenge. Don't run away from this fight, Canelo. Let's see what greatness really looks like. Canelo Alvarez seems to have avoided David Benavidez, according to Timothy Bradley, who didn't shy away from sharing his opinion. Mocking Canelo's voice, Bradley repeated, "Easy fight, easy fight, easy fight," sarcastically addressing Alvarez's reluctance to face Benavidez. While many boxing analysts align with Bradley's critique, the consensus in the sport is that the size and power disparity between Canelo and Terence Crawford might be too significant for Crawford to overcome. However, Bradley, known for his bold takes, firmly believes otherwise. "I'm gonna sip my haterade," Bradley joked toward the end of his video, taking a swig from his drink. "You already know." For now, boxing fans can only speculate, but one thing is clear: this fight has the potential to redefine legacies.